Error. Error. Error.
People of Earth, we are Dan
and Phil.
And for the next hour, we present some of the biggest stars on the internet.
What? This is serious.
To take control of your radio.
Streamed entirely in video on the Radio 1 website, this is the Internet Takeover.
Muse feeling good, and you are now listening to and watching Dan and Phil on Radio 1.
BBC Radio 1.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It is the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. You know what that means. It is Dan and Phil on the Internet Takeover on BBC Radio 1.
It's also January 5th, aka the worst day ever.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going back to school, everyone's going back to work. Christmas is a distant memory.
Those times where you just watched all the Harry Potter films in one day. No more, not for a year. Welcome back to your horrible regular life. Although saying that, technically this is, right now, our first day back at work.
It is, but I like work.
We love life, yes. In fact, we actually want to improve this day for you later because we came up with a little game called It Could Be Worse, which we're going to be playing for you. As usual, we are going to be doing internet news in 15 minutes where we tell you all of the weirdest things that have happened around the world, and we will be doing the 7-second challenge as long as playing for you some of our favourite tunes.
And remember, as always, if you go to bbc.co.uk/Radio 1, you can listen to the show and also watch it. We're live on camera right now. I'm waving to it.
Speaking of which, if someone comes online, Phil, why is your t-shirt covered in ghosts?
Well, it's
Halloween was quite a while ago.
I'm going to say it's the ghost of Christmas past.
Oh.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
I'm sure that's exactly what you intended.
I'm clinging to it.
Did you just not want to get changed?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But now we have a song that my first girlfriend burned for me on CD and then asked for it back 2 days later.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't happen.
No, it actually happened.
That's so depressing. Why would you bring that up?
Because I thought I'd make everyone feel better about their day.
Okay.
It's Maroon 5 with This Love. Maroon 5, This Love.
Reminding you of the unrequited love you had when you were how old?
About 12.
Okay. Sad times for Phil. So, not only is it the 5th of January, the worst day ever because everyone's going back to school and work, but New Year's happened. Happy New Year's, everybody, by
Happy
the way.
New Year.
Forgot to say that. So, New Year's resolutions. That's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe doesn't happen. We've had 5 days now, which is enough time to kind of think of it and start bringing it into your life. Phil, got any New Year's resolutions you'd like to share with everybody listening?
I've already failed them both. First of all, I said I was going to get up early. I woke up at 11 today.
11 a.m.
That was a failure.
It's almost mid of the day.
There was frost on my toes, to be fair.
Okay, so it was
I just
more of
couldn't
a...
get out of
You
bed.
woke up several hours, but you refused to get out.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other one was I would stop eating your cereal.
Yes, that was the New Year's resolution that I requested you make. Stop
And
your secret eating habit.
I got caught in the act.
Yes, you were munching on my curiously cinnamon-flavoured cereal last night at about 3 a.m., weren't you? Didn't think that I'd notice, and then I walked in and...
It's the problem. If you're going to live with me, that's what I'm going to do.
But you have your own... Okay, well, anyway, you had it and you failed. Mine didn't necessarily go that well. I told myself that I'd stop making typos on Twitter because last year was a really, really terrible year for me where basically everything I tweeted had some kind of spelling error in it. And today I was tweeting about some new music and instead of saying this new music, I said new this music.
That's not even a typo. Your words were in the wrong place.
Swapped entire words, didn't I? So I was mortified because I'd already failed. But then I went to tweet about that.
Yeah.
Okay, and instead of saying typos on Twitter, I said Twitter's on typos. And I was about to hit tweet. Can you imagine
what is happening
if I made a typo in a tweet about typos? I've failed so hard.
It's a whole
I don't know
new
what's
problem
wrong with me. It's a disease.
So we would like you to let us know if you failed your New Year's resolution today.
That is what we would like to talk about.
Yeah, you can tweet us with hashtag already failed resolutions. What was your resolution? Why did you fail? Make sure it's interesting. I don't want to hear about you giving up chocolate because you ate chocolate today.
If your resolution is give up chocolate and you ate some chocolate, don't even tweet that in. We want some funny and obscure and maybe a bit disturbing New Year's resolutions that have already gotten wrong only 5 days into the year.
Yeah, and we will be reading some of those out soon.
Internet news is coming up next after this next song, but now is a weird but very cool Kanye-produced song from Pusha T, which came out since our last show. This is Lunch Money on BBC Radio 1.
Get to bbc.co.uk/Radio 1 now to watch the Dan and Phil show on Radio 1.
That was Pusha T with Lunch Money. We asked you guys to send in some New Year's resolutions, and we've got one here from Caitlin who said, hashtag failed, hashtag already failed resolutions. I said I would make my bed more, but I have a pillow downstairs and my duvet on the floor. Why do you have a pillow downstairs in an attempt to make your bed?
The solution to that is have two duvets, one in the lounge and one in your bedroom.
Like a floor duvet and a bed duvet.
There's nothing like watching a movie just under a duvet.
And why would you have a pillow on the floor?
I don't know.
An ongoing mystery.
Right, Dan, what do miniature horses, 200 planets, and a constipated goldfish have in common?
They're all things that exist.
They are, but they're also things that we're going to be talking about in Internet News.
This is the Internet News.
Internet news.
What better way to kick off the new year than by celebrating an unlikely friendship between two animals, Dally the Jack Russell Terrier and Spanky the miniature horse. Okay, I'm sorry, who names a miniature horse Spanky? That's kind of weird. They were rescued by Francesca Carson from Washington, who quickly found out that they had a strange relationship where the Jack Russell liked to leap on the horse's back. This is apparently so impressive that they have performed as a duo across America and have even been on The Late Show with David Letterman.
What? I need to see this now.
Let's have a look at a video. So there is the dog on the horse. It looks more like it's been placed on the horse and it's too scared to get off because it's moving quickly.
It totally wants to jump off right now. Oh, no, it's comfy. It's a proper cowboy.
I guess it's a fun ride.
Cow dog.
And now it's just pushing a ball around. I'd pay to see that, to be honest.
I love a good unlikely friendship between two animals.
Oh yeah, do you have any faves?
Like the tiger and the pig.
That was a good one. What about the one of the crow and the Jack Russell? That was quite impressive.
What if it's all not so innocent, though?
What are you saying, Phil?
What if the dogs are ready and training to ride into battle on the horses against the humans?
In an invasion?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Great Danes riding Shire horses. It's more legs than anyone can handle. You heard it here first.
Internet news. Everyone knows there's 8 or 9 planets in the solar system. We've got no idea if Pluto is still a planet.
It was definitely not a planet now.
What?
Yeah, rumours of replanetization are unconfirmed.
Those scientists have no feelings.
Can't make it up.
But did you know that last year astronomers discovered 800 new planets outside our solar system?
That is quite a lot of planets.
It is, and if you discovered a new planet, you'd think you'd call it something like Mega Planet or
Sherlock.
You would, wouldn't you?
But they've gone and chose really boring names like Kepler 152 and Kepler 186.
That's just a bit boring, to be honest.
If you had your own planet, what would you name it?
Dan it.
That is
See
good.
what I've done there? That's good. Imagine every time someone explained it, you'd have to go, oh, that's a pun.
It's kind of like Janet. You can't really have a planet called Janet.
Don't ruin this for me. What about you?
I'd just call it Phil.
I mean, Planet Phil.
Phil's just a great name.
Okay.
I'd visit Planet Phil.
I guess it would be quite funny to just have like Saturn, Jupiter, Phil, the rock in space.
Internet news.
And a third animal story for you, and this one's quite a good one. An animal lover from Norfolk spent £300 on surgery for his constipated goldfish.
Should have given it some oil brand.
That would have resolved it entirely, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The man noticed that the goldfish was suffering some distress. Like, what is a goldfish in distress exactly? Just
don't know.
swimming in circles slightly faster than usual. So he took it to the vet, only to be told that the operation would cost hundreds of pounds. He apparently declined it at first, not really feeling too bad for that one, but then he quickly changed his mind to save his goldfish's life. In case you're wondering how they did it, the vet used anaesthetic water to knock the goldfish out before clearing the blockage.
What?
And they even had a tiny heart rate monitor to ensure that he was safe throughout the procedure.
That is so cute.
That's so cute and kind of unnecessary.
I would watch an entire BBC One documentary on that operation myself.
I like that they didn't explain how they unblocked it. Maybe it was just like a tiny plunger
Yeah.
just on the goldfish.
How much would you pay to save your goldfish?
I wouldn't remortgage my house. I don't know, how far would you go? You had goldfish, you did.
Oh, Carl and Susan.
Carl and Susan in the big pond. What did you say, a tenner?
£40.
Really?
Yeah.
What, 50 quid and Carl and Susan would die?
I don't like this game. Why did I think of this game?
70 quid, Phil? Would you go that far?
No, I don't know.
Let's not test your goldfish ethics. That was the internet news. Back to Dan and Phil in the studio.
The Internet News.
So you learn things on our show. I thought goldfish were just completely happy, had no worries in the world, but they can get constipated like humans.
They have relatable problems like us. I wonder what a goldfish 5th of January is. Like, ugh, another day of swimming in circles. God, I hate January 5th. Well, speaking of the holiday period, I went home for Christmas and discovered my tape collection in a box in my room, okay? This was, I mean, I feel so old just saying the word tape. Yes, I had tapes, okay?
What?
And at the top of the file was my favourite song when I was 8 years old. So, you know, with this power that I have, I thought I would bring you all back to a simpler time in my life. Here are The Cause with Leave Me Breathless on BBC Radio 1.
Go
That was The Cause with Breathless on Radio 1. Tune, to be honest.
Good taste in music, 8-year-old Dan.
8-year-old Dan had fab taste in music. Although, actually, on top of that was my copy of Spice World by Spice Girls. That's an iconic album.
It's pretty iconic.
I had good taste. So, it is the 5th of January, aka worst day ever, because everyone went back to school and work. So, we have been talking about that, and also, because it's the new year, the subject of New Year's resolutions. Turns out I wasn't very good at stopping making typos on Twitter, and Phil hasn't been very good at stopping eating my cereal secretly at 3 a.m.
Giga fail.
So we've been asking people to tweet us with hashtag already failed resolutions, with New Year's resolutions they have made and already broken in spectacular timing.
Nat said, I wanted to learn how to ice skate, but after 3 minutes, I was crying on the floor for no reason. That's a sad tale.
Like on the floor for no reason. Like, you didn't explain that. Just like, I really wanted to learn to ice skate. I went and cried.
Maybe she has an innate fear of ice and didn't realise.
Well, then that would be a strange resolution. Maybe she wanted to conquer a fear.
Lena said, my dad suggested I should stop being angry, and I told him to shut up. So that was over fast. Oh, Lena.
You sound like a wonderful blessing to have as a child. Shut up, Dad. No, I won't behave better.
Be nice to your dad. Layla said, I wanted to sleep more, but it's 8 a.m. and I'm sat here watching you guys having not slept. So where do you reckon she's in the world?
8 a.m.?
New Zealand?
Yeah,
Australia?
right now. And then, wait, so we have someone here called Nadira who says that they're watching us at 11 past 5 a.m. right now.
What?
Where's that? Like Japan or Russia or something? We're not worth it. Watch this on iPlayer afterwards.
I feel like we should play you a really slow song next just to get you off to sleep.
Let's just play a lullaby.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dill said, to stop falling off my horse, I fell into the sea in a onesie. What? I don't even know what to say about
The
that.
resolution was to stop falling off a horse, and she fell into the sea in a onesie. Was that while she was on a horse?
Totally.
Was she, like, riding across a beach on a horse, like a strange shampoo advert?
I think if you're riding along a beach in a onesie on a horse, you're living the dream.
You're already winning life generally, to be honest, so
Yeah.
don't feel bad that you fell off. That was a good start. Yeah, if
good
any
start.
more of you have been inspired by that, then tweet us, hashtag already failed resolutions on Twitter. Keep sending them in and we will read some more out throughout the show. And now, I had a bit of a Radiohead binge on New Year's Day. I listened to every single one of their albums back to back with headphones.
I bet that was a laugh riot.
Yeah, especially when I hit Today, I was like, I'm having a really fun time right now. But it reminded me of, in my opinion, a very slept-on Radiohead song, which is very good, from their Live from the Basement sessions. This is Staircase on Radio 1.
Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
That was Radiohead with Staircase. Now, to help you through the tough time that we have all been experiencing this January 5th, we thought we'd make a little something, a game, if you will, called It Could Be Worse. Hello, everybody. So, our first radio show this year has fallen on January 5th, which many people think is the worst day of the year.
So bad.
Why, Phil?
Everyone's going back to school, everyone's going back to work, Christmas is a distant memory.
All your dreams are dead, basically. So, today, we thought we'd play a little game called It Could Be Worse, where we take it in turns to suggest something that could have happened to you today that is worse than going back to school or work, to just, put things in perspective. So, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And then you try and say something that's worse than that.
I'm ready.
So, today, you could have stepped in a puddle on your kitchen floor in your socks.
Oof. You could have been bitten by a small goose.
That would be quite traumatizing. Yeah. Hornets could have migrated and set up their nest in your bedroom.
Your bed could be filled with live swamp rats.
That would be pretty terrible. You could have been accidentally kidnapped by scientists who replace your legs with tentacles. That'd be worse.
You could have been kidnapped by scientists who replace your arms and eyes with spiders.
Don't know how that would work.
For science.
But that would be quite horrific. Everybody you know wins the Euro Millions apart from you.
Oh.
Ha! Beat that.
You
Phil.
wake up in a universe where there is no Christmas
Oh man.
or holidays.
That's pretty terrible.
It could happen.
I think that wins.
Could be worse.
That's pretty bad. It could be worse. Take a moment to just dwell on those things and think, I went to work, went back to school. At least scientists didn't turn my arms into spiders.
What is this video?
Happy January 5th, everybody. Dan and Phil, Monday nights at 9 p.m, Internet Takeover, BBC Radio 1. Bet you're glad you watched.
Yeah.
Hope that made you feel better.
Imagine a world with no holidays. Phil, you monster.
I'm sorry, I just had to make everyone realise what was important in life.
Okay, well, I think you worked.
If you want to relive that, it'll be on the Radio 1 YouTube. But do you know something else that could be worse?
Is this going to be some kind of segue into the next song?
If it hurt with every heartbeat.
Yeah, okay.
It's Robin. So we just discovered that our cameraman, Phil, behind the scenes doing the iPlayer videos, has never eaten a generic kind of chocolate biscuit before that everyone has tasted.
You know, the twist, lick and dunkable biscuit of the generic kind. He's never had one ever.
In his life.
Madness. We're talking to you right now. He's gone a bit crazy and he's had about 5. We think that we might have triggered something very damaging that might throw his professional life into chaos.
Are you ever going to stop, Phil?
No, he's shaking his head.
Shaking his head.
You've done something very terrible here today, Phil.
I'm sorry.
So, looking back on hashtag already failed resolutions on Twitter, go on here from Nick, who said, destroying capitalism. Yep, good luck with that. Keep us knowing how that goes. Polly Twilight wanted to buy a new pet house for her mouse, but he died on January 2nd.
No.
Oh.
Make him a ghost house.
Well, it's not your fault you failed that. Phil, don't build tributes to dead pets. That's a bit creepy.
Beth said, I would stop watching YouTubers religiously.
That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Absolutely. What a foolish New Year's resolution.
Okay, weird one from Talent Zooey, who said, my New Year's resolution was to stop eating food with my toes. I couldn't keep it up. What? Where do you live where you eat food with your toes?
It's just like, what could you eat with your... I mean, you could only have a very limited range of snacks, couldn't you? I mean, like crisps. You could get those between your toes and stick in your mouth. You
Don't
couldn't
you-
have rice, could you? Imagine having rice with your feet. It would just be like, I mean, it's like having chopsticks and rice. It doesn't work.
Or just stick your foot in a pot noodle.
Or a trifle.
That would not be pretty.
We don't recommend that. but
Also, it would taste of feet.
it would.
That's another dimension. Anyway.
Wow, so many layers to that.
Emily said I was going to stop being ill, but then I had an allergic reaction to my medicine. Oh no.
It's very bad luck for these ones so far, isn't it? Although quite impressive. It's making us feel like we have a certain degree of control over the ones that we fail to do, which is making me feel slightly worse.
Keep them coming in. Hashtag already failed resolutions. Anyway, as it's the new year, I thought I'd have a look back on the Radio 1 YouTube channel to see which of the live lounges got the most views.
Oh, I like doing that.
In third place was Bastille covering Miley with 10 million views. Closely
quite a lot.
followed by Ben Howard with 11 million views. But the winner, smashing through the channel naked on a wrecking ball, was Miley Cyrus with her cover of Summertime Sadness, which had 17 million views.
Blinking heck, that's quite a lot.
So let's watch it back together and dream of a warmer time.
Dan and Phil, they escaped from the internet and climbed into your ears.
So, are you ready, guys? Are you all ready at home?
I'm ready.
Are you mentally ready? It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the most intense per second radio game ever played in the history of the entire universe ever. The... Seven... Oh, wait, I'm just...
Are you okay, Dan?
Yeah. I'm a bit rusty because I haven't done this for a month.
The intensity is getting to you.
Phil threatened that one of the challenges might have something to do with the computer that I press all the buttons on, so I'm freaking out. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Phil. 3.
Should we explain what this is first?
Okay, yeah.
Basically, we're going to give each other challenges that last 7 seconds. If you get it wrong, then you're out, and
Then
the
you
winner
lose.
gets to play a wild card song on Radio 1.
Are you quite happy with your song choice if you win?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I really want to play mine, so I hope you're in the zone. Phil, I'm going to give you a challenge first.
Okay.
So prepare yourself. Phil, touch the walls on each side of the room.
What?
Oh, wow. That was amazing.
Killed everyone in the
I have
process.
never seen you move that fast. Okay,
Oh, thanks for that. Right. Dan, invent a New Year's resolution for a horse.
Stop neighing so early in the morning because the girl that got you for Christmas hates you.
Wow. That was good.
Is that a good one?
You can have that.
Okay, Phil, spell challenge backwards.
E-L-L. Oh no! Oh no! That was really hard.
Challenge.
Oh no!
No,
I could have read it off the thing where it says 7-second challenge.
Look at so many things that have 7-second challenge written around the room.
I could have done it. E-G-N-E-L-L-A-H-C.
Okay.
Please, can you do this one? Even though it doesn't count.
Fine. Right.
Go. Make up a rap about your Christmas.
You could be. My Christmas was great. I stayed at home. I was still a human, didn't turn into a gnome. Word.
We have to release all of those on an album. That was incredible.
Do I get a ding for that?
Yeah.
Double victory for me. Oh dear, Phil, you couldn't spell challenge right. The irony, and that means that I am the winner.
It's so hard when you get put on the spot to do something like that.
Oh, shame. This means I get to play the song of my choice now, which is Christina Aguilera and Friends with Lady Marmalade. There is a reason I picked this, and I will tell you the story of this afterwards, but until then, just enjoy the Moulin Rouge goodness. Here we go.
Where's all my soul sisters?
That was Lady Marmalade by Christina Aguilera, Maya Pink, and Lil Kim on Radio 1.
This is
BBC Radio
1.
If you had to do one of those Facebook quizzes that was like, who are you most like? Which of the Lady Marmalade girls would you be, Dan?
Well, everyone wants to be Christina Aguilera, wouldn't they?
I want to be Lil Kim.
Of course you do, Phil.
I do.
Yeah, I can see that now. So, the reason I picked that for my 7-second challenge victory song was because my grandma reminded me of a very awkward moment over the Christmas dinner table.
Yeah.
Which was, I really loved Moulin Rouge as a film, and I had it on videotape when I was younger. And I must have been like 12, 13. I loved the movie. And I remember at the end of the tape, you could see the music video for that song if you wound forward fast enough.
Right.
And I genuinely loved the song. It's a good song, isn't it? It's good video, creative video. So when I was at my grandma's house, my grandma and my great-grandma, I made them sit down and watch the video with me.
They would not approve of that.
Just because, aged 11 down, I just wanted to share something that was an interest of mine with them. So I was like, hey, grandma, come down. So can you imagine how horrified my incredibly Christian grandma was by this song?
She gave you coal.
I think I was emotionally banished from her house for about a decade after that. So, Grandma, if you're listening, because I hear that you probably are, please forgive me.
Forgive him.
I appreciated the craftsmanship of the lingerie.
Of course.
And that's all I wanted to show you.
Anyway, something amazing I wanted to talk about that we have been keeping a secret for so long.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this has been eating up our entire
It's been
lives.
so hard not to say anything about it.
Reveal it.
We had a tiny cameo in Disney's next movie, Big Hero 6,
Say what?
in UK cinemas.
We are in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Who let that happen?
I don't know.
So if you go to the cinema to see Big Hero 6 when it comes out, then you, right now, radio listeners, you're not just listening to the voices of BBC Radio 1's Dan and Phil. You are listening to Male Technician 1 and 2.
It was a big role to fulfill.
That's right, yep. Oh, yeah. But then saying that, it was quite an intense experience, wasn't it?
We went into a room and a director was on video chat, like giving us directions of how we should perform.
He was on video chat on a giant TV screen watching us, and he was like, yeah, okay, Phil, say it with more urgency this time.
Apparently, I wasn't emotionally intense enough.
Although it was hard, wasn't it? Because we were redubbing American voices, and Americans don't say any vowels. So, I mean, you know, maybe for me, but you with your slight northern accent, you suddenly realise that you sound incredibly posh, don't you? Because if you're dubbing something American, you realise you sound like Joanna Lumley, don't you?
It was so interesting as well, because they play the movie and you can see the mouths moving of the characters, and then you've got to use your voice to match what the characters are saying. It was really fun.
Although it was quite tough for us in our moment, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just think about, okay, I'm just going to say, me and Phil, we come at quite a pivotal moment. We basically set up the motive for the villain, so it wasn't like a relaxed, oh, look over there, it's a bus line. It was like screaming and shouting, which
so much
was
screaming and shouting.
quite ridiculous to do.
I do hear there's Oscar buzz about us, though.
Do you? Okay,
Yeah.
is it you and Eddie Redmayne?
It is. Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be axing down my door.
Well, I think we all know that Leo wouldn't be up for it, but maybe, Phil... Maybe. Yeah, look forward to that. Although that was life-changing. You're going to be rubbing that in everyone's faces for as long as you can now that you can talk about it.
Anyway, flawless seg into our pals Fall Out Boy, whose their song is on the soundtrack of the movie.
This is. Did you plan this?
No.
What a happy
It
accident.
just happened. Here's Immortals. Fall Out Boy, Immortals on Radio 1.
Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
I miss Pete Wentz.
What do you mean you miss him? He's not dead.
Last time I met him,
physically, okay.
we bonded over manatees, and we had a conversation about manatees for at least a minute.
You did, didn't you?
At the Teen Awards.
and
Yeah.
they were very tired, and then you were just waffling to him about manatees.
Yeah.
Eternal friendships bonded in that moment.
That's how friendships are made. Anyway, we've got some final #already failed resolutions
I just
for
want
you.
to flag up this extremely concerning one that I got from Olivia, whose
it's-
@name is @thisLester, so you're responsible for her behaviour.
It's got
she
a
said,
red ring around it.
I wanted to stop taking stalkish photos of sheep, but look, and then attached to her tweet, she attached a photo of some sheep in a field.
It's just a single
Make
sheep.
it look like she is standing in a hedge. That's quite worrying. I've never really heard of farmyard animal stalking before.
No, maybe she's watching the show from the hedge.
Maybe. If you're a farmer out there, please do look for Olivia standing in your hedge, because I think you should be extremely concerned, to be honest. And a final one, Phil?
Can I have a tea? He said, I wanted to learn how to cook, but I set fire to the kettle.
Okay.
And now I stay away from the kitchen.
Well, that's spectacular. Thank you to everybody who sent in their #already failed resolutions. Good luck with keeping them up for the year ahead. We are back on the first Monday of February, and this time next Monday at 9 p.m. it is Sprinkle of Glitter and Jim Chapman, so make sure you tune in for that. Up next until 1 a.m. here on Radio 1 is the other Phil Taggart, but now one of my favourite songs of the year, Perfume Genius with Queen. Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye for now.
Don't you know you're queen?